Evening, everybody. Welcome to the Common Council regular meeting, Monday, January 9th. Please take the roll.
Joseph Reese.
Here.
Ken Olson. Here. Bob Smith.
Here.
Jack Abbott.
Here.
Roger Smith.
Here. And
We have a quorum.
we do have a quorum, no Molly Hinkle tonight. Yeah, okay, perfect. So we have a quorum. Can we please, do the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have any citizen comments tonight? No citizen comments. All right. Next item number 4, consent agenda. I would take a motion to approve the minutes of the December 12th, 2022 meeting. You got a chance to review?
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the December 12th, 2022 meeting.
Okay, motion by Roger Smith. I will second. Second by Jack Abbott. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The minutes are approved. All right, report of officers. I'll start mayor's report. Happy New Year, everybody. First meeting of, and first common council meeting of 2023. So I thought what I'd do is just kind of do a brief year in review for 2022 and then provide some perspective and outlook on 2023. Some of the things to focus on and whatnot. So as you recall, the April election culminated in me becoming mayor. I think 1 week prior to me being sworn in, the tag director had been terminated. And so one of the first things that we had to do right out of the gate was identify a new tag director. We were very fortunate to find Michaela Leering. She's done a fantastic job with the tag. The other issue we had, interestingly enough, at the beginning of my term was we had no alderperson in the 4th ward. So we went along for quite some time without an alderperson, and we were able to ultimately find Mr. Roger Smith. Roger, it's been a pleasure serving with you, so thank you. Another challenge we had right out of the gate, 2 weeks into my term, I was called into my office by our city clerk, who had had a better offer, and we needed to find a way to retain our talent within the city. So got together with common council, and we were able to kind of make that work for a while as well. So again, little piece of adversity we were able to work our way through. First item of the tenure that I think gave me the most concern right out of the gate was the results of our initial audit, our financial audit. If you've taken the time to review the audit itself. And in as much as auditors tend to use neutral and coded language, if you were to compare the last audit with years prior where they would be a little more glowing and positive, it wasn't a good audit. So, there has been a significant emphasis this year on visibility into the finances, on good reporting. And really the mindset behind that is, we want to be able to be proactive as opposed to being reactive financially. And I think if you were to speak with all the department heads, any of the department heads, and then some of the experiences you all have had in your term here, I don't think we've delivered the results we were hoping for in terms of financial reporting and these types of things. But help is on the way, and we'll get back to that in a moment. One of the challenges coming into this year as well is we knew we had this revaluation issue coming about. I don't know that anybody was anticipating or expecting property values to go up on average 51%. And it turns out that was low for some people. I know some people whose property values went up 80%. And so the good news is by the way that we were able to keep spending fairly flat, but also increase some revenues, we're able to mitigate the amount or mitigate the impact of people's taxes. So if you look at the mill rate as that measuring stick, I believe last year the mill rate had been $8.11. Our mill rate this year was reduced to $5.29. So the net is several people ended up with significantly lower property taxes. There are people whose properties hadn't been reevaluated in quite some time, and their property taxes did go up a little bit, but by and large, the vast majority of people did see their property taxes go down. From a positive standpoint, things that we experienced in 2022, the development of a couple of things, the Backstreet apartment complex, as well as the Red Brick School building complex. Those are both great projects, and we'll be bringing more housing online here in the short term. The Backstreet project already has residents living within it. The Red Brick School building, every time I go by, there's more progress being made. It looks really good, and they're building some really neat apartments there. Main Street and Main Street Mayville has seen a lot of attention this year, and what the city has done to attract small businesses and promote small businesses within the city of Mayville. Received some awards as a city, and a few of our small business owners have been able to work with the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation and receive grants to help them in their efforts in keeping their businesses here in Mayville. The residential incentive in 2022, we finally exhausted the funds in that residential incentive, but that program really did a lot for the city. So at the beginning of that incentive program, which I believe started about 6 years ago, we had roughly 87 lots available in the city of Mayville, and they were sitting fairly stagnant. This residential incentive was designed in a way to help promote building of residential homes here in Mayville. A lot of success, and at the end of the day, years later, at the time that we exhausted the funds, we now have a sitting inventory of residential lots that is somewhere around 22-25 lots citywide. So we've really exhausted the buildable lots in the city. Better transparency. So you'll notice these owls here. So we're still in the process of fine tuning the way that we make the information available to the public via YouTube. And you'll notice sometimes at the beginning, and it takes a couple of minutes to get it started just right, but we're still kind of working out the kinks. We want that to be a very efficient, very effective way to broadcast our meetings. And we'll continue to work on that. Last month, you all know that we received 2 resignations simultaneously on the same day, at the same time, from both our city clerk and our comptroller treasurer. As a result, we were immediately able to put out some, have some conversations with some people, identify some interim people. And tonight we'll be voting on a permanent clerk position and a permanent comptroller treasurer. And really excited to have you on board, and we'll talk more about that later. Lastly, I think, try to tie in a little story here, just for the heck of it, for that. Some of the things that I've been thinking about theme-wise over the past couple of weeks have really been around planning. Right, and there's a couple of sayings that come to mind to me when I think about planning. Failing to plan is planning to fail. We've got to have a plan, a succession plan, because people are going to be recruited away. They're going to find other jobs, and we're going to have to put people into positions. And we are helping ourselves by having staff that is cross-trained and ready to prepare to move into a role if somebody does choose to leave. And I want to continue to emphasize that. And I think that while we have made excellent decisions in terms of who we've hired for our clerk and our comptroller treasurer, we want to put them in the best possible position so that they can be successful, right? So making the hiring decision and extending the offer and getting the acceptance, that's one thing. That's step one. Step two is looking at the organization within City Hall. How can we best organize to achieve the best possible results? And the best possible results to me are about offering terrific service to our customers, to our citizens within City of Mayville to come to City Hall. I think that is about it. I want to, commend everybody. I mean, within the city, You know, when we got the news of the resignations, I really changed my hours and plans a lot to spend as much time here at City Hall as I possibly could to kind of manage and maintain the whole process. And I got to say, it has been remarkable to see the city employees kind of, you know, gather around and just adopt a can-do attitude, you know, as we work through this. It was a tough time. So, and at the end of the day, I believe that the changes that we've made are going to make the city of Mayville an even better place to work. You're going to be able to receive better reports. You're going to have the ability to interact more with City Hall in a way that's going to help you be, you know, ultimately successful in the way you manage your departments, whether it's the library, whether it's the police department or otherwise. So thank you all for your attention on that, and real pleased to be going into 2023. Few things I want to focus on in 2023, and then I'll move on here, but of course, fiscal reporting, strategic planning, improved performance on our audit going forward. So the data gathering process for a 2022 audit has already begun with the staffing change. You know, we're not going to yield results in terms of, I'd say, positive output or positive outcome in an audit until we get the whole 2023 year under an audit under our new comptroller treasurer. So we just, again, want to work with Angie to help her be as successful as possible, and her background and experience in working in municipal government accounting is going to pay massive dividends for the city, I know, in the long run. And then the last part is, well, improving the payroll processes is something we need to continue to work on. I know that Angie is on vacation this week. Everybody was working in City Hall today. We have a lot of irons, a lot of wrinkles that we still need to work out in payroll. So my hope is, as we continue through the year, to work with the committees and work with the Common Council to help the city have the support they need in order to address critical aspects such as accounting and payroll. And then lastly, a focus on customer service in City Hall. At the end of the day, we're here to serve the community, right? So we'll look at staffing, we'll look at hours, we'll look at a lot of different things, because I want the people of Mayville to know that they can come in during regular business hours and get excellent service from the employees of the city. So with that, that's the end of my report. I thank you all. And then I'll move into item number 2, which is a presentation discussion regarding Springbrook flood study, but I don't see MSA here tonight. So with that, do I need to table that? Motion to table?
I would like to make a motion to table MSA.
It's just a report. I don't know what you have to table it.
It's just a report. There was no action. We'll put it on the February agenda.
Were they gonna Zoom or be in person?
In person.
Okay.
Yep. The next item is resolution 5824-2022, appointment to the Police and Fire and EMS Commission. So whereas the mayor has accepted the resignation of Ken Newman from the Police and Fire and EMS Commission, and whereas in accordance with Municipal Code 22-5A, the mayor shall appoint subject to confirmation of the Common Council, and therefore the mayor hereby appoints Melanie Siegel to complete the current term ending April 30th, 2027. And now therefore be it resolved that the Common Council, the city of Mayville, does hereby approve the above mentioned mayoral approved appointment to the Police, Fire, and EMS Commission. As of the 9th day of January. Would anybody care to make a
I'll make a
motion?
motion.
Motion by Bob Smith,
I'll second that.
second by Joe Reese. Any discussion?
Melanie has been on the commission before, did a fine job. Do a fine job again.
Agreed. That's Bob. Any further comments, discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I would take a motion to table the next 3 resolutions: appointment to parks, appointments to CDA, and appointments to the communications committee.
I make a motion to table the next 4 items on the agenda in mass.
Thank you, Alderman Reese. Make her second.
I'll second the motion.
All right, Jack Abbott has seconded. Any discussion?
I think it's only 3 though, right?
It is 3. It's
Okay.
items 4, 5, and 6. Thanks, Kim. All right, all in favor in tabling those 3, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Those 3 are tabled. All right, for the clerk's report, our deputy clerk, Lisa Zimmer, will be reading in the report.
So for the clerk's report on January 9th, 2023, election update, there will be a statewide spring primary election on February 21st, 2023. Deadline to send absentee ballots with request on file is January 31st. Deadline to register to vote by mail or my vote is February 1st. Any registrations after that date must be done in the clerk's office. Early in-person absentee voting begins 2 weeks prior to the election. The public test will be held on Tuesday, February 14th. Currently, we have 1 candidate for Ward 1 and Ward 5. There are no candidates on the ballot for Ward 3. If you are interested in running as a write-in, please contact City Hall.
Thank you, Lisa. Second item under the clerk report is discuss and approve operator's license for Juan Francisco of Mayville, Wisconsin. Anybody care to make a motion so we can discuss?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Reese,
I'll second
second by Roger Smith. I'll ask the lieutenant, Jeremy, if you had a chance to run background on this one,
I believe she has.
no issues. All right. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. All right, there's no report for Water and Wastewater Commission. The next meeting will be Tuesday, January 10th at 4 p.m. The Library Board, Jennifer.
Okay, so our circulation in 2022 was up almost 8% over 2021. In regard to the Monarch Library System, at the end of 2021, I wrote a grant for the Monarch Library System, and the system received $185,000 for an RFID tagging project. As part of this grant, a few of the libraries, including Mayville Library, are receiving self-check machines valued at $7,500 each. We just received that machine this week and hope to have it set up soon. During the last Directors Council meeting, the decision to subscribe to universal classes was approved. Each library will pay a fee depending on its size. This resource offers twice the number of courses as Gale courses at a very low cost. Users can begin classes at any time and they have 6 months to complete them. The classes can be accessed through the Libby app. In regard to personal activities, staff have continued cleaning activities in preparation of moving to the new library. This includes the workroom, the basement, and the collections. As reading continues, collections need to be shifted. We are also merging some of our collections with the aim of making it easier for patrons to locate materials they want. In regard to social media, our social media interaction and reach has gone up slowly but steadily over the past 6 months. I encourage all who hear this to follow us on Facebook and Instagram to learn about the many free programs and resources we offer the community. In regard to operations and building, due to weather conditions, the library was closed on Thursday, December 25th. In regard to community activity, the library is involved again with the Main Street Mayville yearly event. It's a Wonderful Life. And for the event, we stayed open extra hours with 5 L story times, 2 different crafts, a Christmas selfie backdrop, book bingo, Mrs. Claus meeting with the children. The library provided a special stop for a great many people that day. In regard to other programming, we are continually assessing programming needs because we want to increase early literacy opportunities. Both an evening and morning preschool story time will now be presented every week instead of bi-weekly. New programming is planned for the new year: coloring club, monthly movies, a creative bug craft along, a winter dance party, and a second homeschool hangout. We also are planning a a series about dementia for a 3-month series about dementia. Besides the Main Street Mayville event, some of the programs we offered in December were homeschool hangout, Christmas cookie decorating, morning and evening story time, aromatherapy bee, Lego club, tween and teen, sand ornaments, family movie night, and more. And that is the library report.
Thank you. Thank you, Deborah. Welcome back. Date and time of the next library board meeting will be Thursday, January 12th at 6 p.m. No report from Public Works. Date and time of the next meeting, Monday, January 23rd, immediately following Finance Committee meeting. Personnel Committee Resolution 5841-2023, resolution to hire candidate for city clerk position. Whereas a vacancy has occurred with the resignation of Sarah Decker, and whereas the Personnel Committee of the Whole met on January 5th, 2023, and recommended Anastasia Gonstead to be hired as the city clerk for the city of Mayville effective January 16th, 2023, with a starting salary of $55,000. And whereas Anastasia will be given 2 weeks of paid vacation to be used in 2023, said vacation shall be prorated if separation occurs before the end of 2023. Beginning in 2024, vacation shall be accrued per the employee handbook annual vacation leave policy. And whereas Anastasia shall complete a standard 6-month probationary period along with required election certifications. Now therefore be it resolved, the Common Council of the City of Mayville does hereby approve the above recommendation of the Personnel Committee of the Whole passed by the Common Council this 9th day of January. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve resolution 5841-2023.
Thank you, Alderman Roger Smith.
I'll second.
Second by Alderman Joe Reese. Any discussion?
Welcome aboard.
Yes, welcome. All right, well, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
I think you gotta do a roll.
Yeah.
Oh, do a roll call. Okay, let's do the roll, Lisa.
Alderman Roger Smith,
Aye.
Alderman Joe Reese,
Aye.
Alderperson Kim Olson, Alderman Bob Smith,
Aye.
Alderman Jack Abbott,
All right. Motion carries.
motion carries.
All right. Resolution 5842-2023, resolution to hire candidate for comptroller treasurer position. Whereas a vacancy has occurred with the resignation of Tracy Nadowski. And whereas the Personnel Committee of the Whole met on January 5th, 2023, and recommended Angela Rundy to be hired as the comptroller treasurer for the city of Mayville effective January 17th, 2023, with a starting salary of $85,000. And whereas Angela will be given 3 weeks paid vacation to be used in 2023, said vacation shall be prorated if separation occurs before the end of 2023. Beginning in 2024, vacation shall be accrued per the employee handbook annual vacation leave policy. And whereas Angela shall complete a standard 6-month probation period. And whereas Angela will be allowed flexibility to either work from home or in the office with a split of 3 days in the office and 2 days at home as the standard, allowing variability with seasonal considerations. Now therefore be it resolved, the Common Council of the City of Mayville does hereby approve the above recommendation of the Personnel Committee of the Whole passed on this 9th day of January 2023. I get a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 5842-2023.
Thank you, Alderman Smith.
I'll second the motion.
Second by Jack Abbott. Thank you, Alderman Abbott. Any discussion? Please take the roll.
Alderman Bob Smith,
Aye.
Alderman Jack Abbott,
Aye.
Alderman Roger Smith,
Aye.
Alderman Joe Reese,
Aye.
Alderperson Kim Olson. Motion carries.
All right, fantastic news. The next item is resolution 5840-2023, approve authorized signers on city bank accounts. Now, the resolution body is not written yet, which is fine. We can work around it, but I think what I need is a motion from the council, which would make this effective what's the effective date?
What the bank had said was both Angie and I should be able just to replace the existing signers.
Okay. So. And we need to add Lisa as well.
Okay.
So the motion would be to replace Sarah
Now that we know
Decker
who they are.
and Tracy Nadolski on the bank signature cards, replacing them with
And-
Annie
and
and Angie
renewing Lisa,
and adding Lisa.
right? Got all that, Lisa?
Got that.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
Motion by Bob Smith, second by Kim Olson. Any discussion? Please take the roll.
Alderperson Bob Smith,
Aye.
Alderperson Jack Abbott,
All right.
Alderperson Roger Smith.
Aye.
Alderperson Joe Reese.
Aye.
Alderperson Kim Olson.
Aye.
All right.
And I think I
Motion carries.
seconded that one, Lisa.
What the,
I think I seconded that motion.
did you, I'm sorry, I
That's
missed that
okay.
because I was,
It's okay.
That's not absolutely necessary. We only do that so that people who wanna vote at the end and wanna see how somebody else votes, it's only it's not required, it's just a polite thing to do it in the order of the motion and the second and the balance of it. So people don't know how we're gonna call the vote. But it's not necessary, it's just a
Very minor.
pattern that we do.
Thanks, Bob.
That's right.
All right, the date and time of the next personnel committee will be Monday, January 23rd, 2023, immediately following Public Works Committee. And then to add a vote for Council President.
yeah, I have.
Okay, cool. All right, Public Safety Committee, no report tonight. Date and time of the next meeting will be Monday, January 23rd, 6 p.m. Finance Committee. I didn't see anything in the packet in terms of details regarding the financial report and review of the bills. That said, you can expect a comprehensive report next month as while we're transitioning, so nothing to report, but please, if you have any questions, Angie is back on Tuesday, the 17th. Route them directly to her, if you'd like. Date and time of the next Finance Committee meeting will be Monday, January 23rd, immediately following Public Safety. Park Board, no report tonight. Date and time of the next meeting is Wednesday, February 1st at 5 p.m. Planning Commission, first items, Resolution 5836-2023. Approve extraterritorial minor land division, Town of Progressive, parcel 042-1217-1831-000, property owner Vanderloop.
And
Yes.
I can't, oh, somebody's here.
Yes.
Can somebody, I don't know anything about this for some reason.
No, so we're separating the land, the farmland and the house and the barn and buildings into one parcel. Those will be agricultural land yet, so we have had that all surveyed. I've been here twice for other meetings to go through the letter of intent and then also the TFM approval. So now I just have the final paperwork for everyone to sign and agree.
This all went through Planning Commission. Yeah.
Okay, no wonder.
Yeah.
Thank you. Are there any more questions from you now, or do you just see my forms?
In planning, didn't we talked about we decided because they were both agricultural and there's gonna stay both the same owner rather than was there any effort made to keep them down to 2 acres apiece or?
No, because we're keeping them all as
Okay,
agricultural.
I thought.
Yep.
I couldn't remember. Okay. All I know is you've been waiting quite a while. I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, motion by Alderman Bob Smith. Second by Alderman Jack Abbott. Any discussion? Please take the roll.
Alderman Bob Smith,
Aye.
Alderman Jack Abbott,
All right.
Alderman Joe Reese,
Aye.
Alderman Roger Smith,
Aye.
Alderperson Kim Olson.
Aye.
Guys have it.
When do you
Motion
need to sign
carries.
the paperwork?
I can sign it.
Okay, can I share with you now?
Sure. Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. And then with that, I think we're ready for adjournment.
We got one more.
Oh, is there one more?
I think there's one more item.
I'll take care of this in just a
Great,
moment.
thank you.
Thanks for hanging out and waiting.
That's all right.
Oh, thank you. So the date and time of the next planning commission will be Monday, February 13th at 5 p.m. The CDA, Community Development Authority, has no report tonight. Next meeting, it looks here, it's slated for Wednesday, January 25th at 6 p.m. And now I'll take motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Alderman Reese,
I'll second.